music. Thank you, okay, wherever you are in the world, please stay with us for the next 5 minutes or so. It's a group of runners like we've never seen before. Twice the European silver winner on the outside. How amazing has she done to make this final race with all that's happening back home? Second in the Oslo Diamond League. She could help make a great race music. 7th last year in Tokyo, a country record just to make this final. Mohammed, the defending champion, the former Olympic champion. The second fastest in history. She looks Olympic champion, the world record holder. This is the only title. She doesn't have her face show. She's really focusing the third fastest runner in history. Bronze in the Olympics last year, hasn't lost this season. She's going to need the race of her life to get better than third from Japan. Shamir Little, she's the 5th fastest in history. Silver medal back in Beijing, and she's back in the final where she thinks she belongs. Rochelle Clayton, a bronze winner in Doha. She had a personal best to make this final a lifetime best time to get in the mixed Britain. Wilson, NCAA champion, the 3rd fastest in the world this year. What a big moment for her. Wilson, Jim Wilson, USA in 1. Clayton, Jamaica. 2, Little, USA, 3 ball. Netherlands, 4, McLaughlin, USA, 5, Mohammed, USA, 6 ドルフ, Panama 7, Lizakowa, Ukrainian, 8, the Olympic champion, the defending champion, and the fastest European the event has ever seen. All 3 Tokyo winners starting a rivalry again that is helping to lift them and our sport to amazing levels. Are we about to see our first world record of the championship? It's the final off. Women's 400-meter hurdles. Foreign McLaughlin goes in lane 5 ball just next to her, and McLaughlin pulling away from the Dutch woman. Remember, they're both haven't lost this season, and we've got Mohammed going fast on the outside, already past Woodruff, and getting closer to Rosa Cover. McLaughlin's gone past Talila Mohammed. Thankable, trying to get in the fight for a top 3 finish, but this is about McLaughlin. And it's about the time. Remember, they are the 3 fastest we've ever seen, and McLaughlin is in front by a lot. Watch the time. 51:41 is the world record. This is totally amazing. Take a moment to enjoy this. We're watching a once-in-a-lifetime athlete performing at her very best, and it is a new world record. Fanta Ball takes the silver to Lila Mohammed. The bronze people in the stadium are standing up. They're shocked. They're totally shocked. And so is she. She has crushed the world record. How could she be that far ahead of the 2nd and 3rd fastest runners ever? We may never see someone like her again. And we should enjoy every single second of this. What Vahan did in Tokyo last year, McLaughlin has done, and even more here in Eugene. We knew she had a chance to break the world record, but to totally destroy it is amazing. Sydney McLaughlin goes down in history as one of the all-time great athletes of any event over any distance. How could she do that to such a high-quality group of runners? She's beaten the defending champion. She's beaten 2 women who have never been beaten by anyone other than her, and she crushed them all. McLaughlin with the performance of the championship, and a moment that will never be forgotten. They say, feel the glory here at Hayward Field. And she has, and thanks to her, so have we all. What a night for Sydney Foreign, the excitement for this home crowd. They've been waiting for this moment. Sydney doesn't race very often. She won that USA title in a world record, and she said, I love the Hayward Field. I love Eugene. It brings out an extra special moment for me every time I perform here. I'm sure she would have been hoping for a world record, but to get under 50, SEC 51 seconds, amazing. Rob mentioned comparing that to the regular 400. Just for reference, that time would have got her 7th place. In the women's 400-meter final, we just had, it's like the hurdles just match her running perfectly. Brilliant 2nd place there from Frankie Ball matching her season's best coming into the championships, changing the bronze in Tokyo to silver here. In Eugene music, we thought she might win, but by that much that quickly. And in ball, we're looking at a wonderful, wonderful runner, a second silver for Bolt after running anchor on the Dutch mixed relay team home to the silver. It was almost weird to see her that far ahead of everyone else coming around the final turn, especially when you knew the quality of other runners in the race. Applause. Music. Mohammed should be super happy with that bronze medal because she hasn't had an easy season. She's been around a long time. She won the world's youth title back in '07, and she's still giving performances like the 3rd of January 53 as a wonderful bronze for Mohammedan. Then Cabal upgrading her Olympic bronze to a silver. But that is the picture that will be on the front and back pages of all the newspapers tomorrow. Uparaus Goju. 50.68, not over the regular track, over the hurdles. Applause. That is every bit as impressive as Farham's world record. Last year in Tokyo, applause. If she knows that it's still stressful, you still gotta come and compete and perform. But to push yourself day in, day out, your new Olympic champion in a world record, Sydney. McLaughlin has gone straight back to training and tried toughened those extra 1%, those extra bits to push yourself on you. Forget you got married. You're Sydney McLaughlin as well. She's not had a simple year. She's had lots of personal goals going on within her athletic goals. And such a professional doing this a race for the ages. She's way ahead at this point. I tell you what was really impressive about Femme Cabal, that she didn't panic and try and chase her. If she had done that, she wouldn't have won the silver because she would have had nothing left. Look at the strength of the Dutch woman coming around here, and yet look how far behind she was. Applause. They would have thought, oh yeah, what can we do to keep up with Sydney McLaughlin? I'm sure there's a part of them that thought they might not manage it, but it will have helped them in the depths of winter as they were training hard. But in the end, all they could do is fight out for a silver and bronze behind her and Mohammed. She has said she's had terrible injury problems. This year it was a hamstring and she couldn't finish the US that she ran the early rounds at. The USA's couldn't compete in the final to turn that around in time for a bronze medal and get to American athletes on a podium. It's fantastic running poetry in motion. There is no such thing as perfection in sports. There can't be by the nature of what it is, but that's very close to it. Sydney McLaughlin said after USA's, when she ran that fantastic time, that world rocket record at the time, she said it wasn't the perfect race. There's more in the tank. And we believe her. She knows her body. She knows her running pattern. She knows what she's able to do, but that much better did even she believe she could do that. And if Sydney McLaughlin walks away from this and says that wasn't the perfect race, then I'll be amazed. But hey, always wanting to be perfect. I'm sure that what's pushed her to these tremendous performances, and hopefully it will keep her in front for many years to come. Well, you almost have to feel sorry for Femme. Couple a wonderful run from her 52.27. She is one of the fastest in history, and yet she just happens to have come along at the same time as the greatest. I think there was a tiny moment there where she couldn't quite believe what she had done. Even she couldn't believe it. The moment where you wait for someone to say, no, wait, someone else, cameramen ran in front of the line at the last minute or something like that. Stop the clock. Early clock stopped 5 meters before the line doesn't count. But no, that wasn't what happened. I can promise you, I said massive world record for Sydney. It is massive to beat that large a chunk of your world record. Just outstanding. Well, again, you almost run out of the numbers. That time means she's run almost a second faster than the next fastest woman in history, which is Dalilah Muhammad at 5,158 in Tokyo last year. We've been talking about the fact that it's so important for track and field to get a big spotlight in the States. If that doesn't Do it. Nothing will. Sydney McLaughlin was the moment of the championship, a gigantic, gigantic world record.